Hey, good morning, everyone. It is 9:45. I'm getting ready to do a live stream here in about 10 minutes. I found a really nice camping ground last night. This was a last minute thing. Sunset has already made it, it was already after sunset just by a minute or two. So I was still working with dusk. And I found this spot. This was marked down. First off, the location we're in is called Pasir Puta. Pasir Puta, and it's the campground. Well, I mean, it's listed as a camping ground. Obviously, not like a pay-for one, but it just says 1,000-year. Like, I'm not sure if that's a title or if that has to do with something more historic or something. But anyway, I'm just happy I found this. There's some cows sharing the field with me right now. There's actually a resort right here that used to be a resort. You can see my camping setup. And actually, believe it or not, that's a resort that's just shut down. I think last year they started not taking care of it. From what the comments look like, it was all 1-star ratings. It says it's falling apart and yada yada. Eventually, it seems like the very last comment, the most recent one, it says it's not even open. You can go in and check it out for yourself. So that's what I'm doing. And which is kind of weird is, so I'm more or less was out here by myself, except for there's an active, this still seems to be active over here. I don't know what that is. But I woke up this morning, I didn't hear any noise or anything last night, right? And I am walking to a destination. Here is the smoking. Ow, that hurt. Ooh, I just stubbed my toe on a branch. That right there is just smoking. We had lightning showers last night, but if anything would have hit, I would have been, I would have felt it. Just the electricity in the air. Looks like someone actually moved part of the log, though. And the only thing I can see for track-wise is there are some tractor tracks right here. They go off towards the water, like someone might have dropped a boat off. I just don't see anything running up. Like, I can see the tracks starting right there, but they don't continue up and over like someone brought in a boat or something. So yeah, that's kind of weird. It's just moldering. I guess it could have been a cigarette someone just threw down and it started, but not with all the ash. You know what I'm saying? All that ash, that looks like it's been burning for a little bit, and someone, I don't know. So anyway, that was kind of weird. Yeah, like no footprints or anything, except for my own. And but I do see tracks. I see these they're either quads or tractor. They look to me like a small tractor because of the V shape. But yeah, and you can see that they go right out here towards the water, and that's where it dissipates. Anyway, guys, I'm not trying to keep this too long here. This is where I kept the camp out last night, and yeah, it was a good camp. But after live stream, I'll pack it up, and I'll probably be heading up going up north again until this is the last leg of the journey, and then I head across the mountainside along the border. I think that's the 3. I'm not sure. It's the 3 or 4, route 3 or 4 or something. People warn me about the elephants and stuff out that way, and so that'll be fun. And yeah, they said the main concern is just look out for the elephants, and it could be pretty dangerous going through the mountains. And then I go up to the west side, and that's when I had to figure out what I'm going to do next. So I continue on with the the bicycling? Do I change up my adventure? Do I go over to Sumatra and do the raft, that raft trip I was thinking about doing? Buying a cheap boat and rafting that 600-kilometer river. So these are all things I got to think about. Or, like I said, I can always just continue on to the next country on a bicycle. All right, guys. Yeah, I'll hit the road right after I live stream. And this was home. One last look, guys, here before I hit the road. It is 12:30. It'll be my official starting time. Let me just do a nice little pan. This is the area that's supposed to, I don't know what that used to be. Looks like maybe a possible bathroom. But anyway, this is the part that's marked down as a 1,000-year camping ground. And it was pretty nice. There's the old abandoned resort. And I'm about ready to hit the road. I'm all packed up, ready to go. I just wanted to get kind of like a thumbnail idea. More natural thumbnails, you know. But I want to try and figure out good ideas for them. So I think I got a pretty good thumbnail. That's an awesome tree, isn't it? My idea was to actually hang out underneath this one. So wrap around the rope this way and then have a sagging hammock underneath here and then back up and tie off on that. The thing I didn't do it last night is because that's if you're kind of planning on doing without a rainfly. I mean, I guess I could have, yeah. I wouldn't have been able to figure out the rainfly situation, so I didn't do it because of the rainfly. But that was one of my initial thoughts. So, got a lot of little goats out here playing around. Got a few cows. Well, actually, we're down to 2 cows, and some goats here. So yeah, it was an awesome spot. And I'm gonna hit the road, guys. So, let's do this thing. I do believe the abandoned resort there. What we really have down here is the horse. Well, horse is said without a guttural. The horse. That was my first job as a child. I got at a very young age because, you know, work ethics and stuff like that. We would always get, before we were like, when you're still underage, you could still get like a paper route if you lived in town delivering advertisements. But I lived out in the country, so our next door neighbor had a pony ranch, and he hired me as a stall cleaner. And it was more or less just, you know, the horse stalls. It was more or less, I worked hard though, but it was more or less to teach work ethics, because obviously you're just like, you know, 12, 13 years old or something. It's just for work ethics. You're not going to be a hard worker, but you know, it was something outside of the construction realm that my father was teaching me, and it was different, and it was nice because I was actually getting paid cash, which at times helped out the whole family. My dad could take a loaner from his son. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna hit the road. Leaving the camp area, guys. Keep an eye open for this sign right here if you're looking for this camping area. And this is the road to get down there. Hello. Well, I stopped here for a bit just to eat some fried bananas here and drink a little of the 100 plus. Um, I'm making my way along the coast. I decided I better pull over because it's getting on like 5 o'clock right now. So I was like, I better start figuring out what the hell I'm going to do for camping or whatever. And I realized I'm kind of pushing myself into a little corner here because I got to start looking at the bridges, getting closer and closer to Kota Bharu. So that's what I was kind of going over. The campgrounds I was looking at, which is actually the farthest north in Kota Bharu, which is the campground itself. It's called Campsite Condor. But that's still like 36 kilometers away, and it's almost 5 o'clock right now. I'm not going to make it by dark. So I'm trying to figure out, and that's when I realized I'm kind of working my way in because I got to look at the different bridges. So I marked down the different bridges that I need to cross. But in Kota Bharu, there's actually some decent $6 hotels. I mean, they're OYOs, you know, how decent are OYOs. Most OYOs are like, sketchy. I mean, that's companies known for that. I talked to one of the locals too, so he told me, yeah, no, they buy usually, hotels, or they offer, hey, why don't you become a OYO and we'll, slap our name on it, give you some blanket covers and, whatnot. But they do that to the more ran down hotels and stuff like that. So at least that's been my experience, but I have ran into a few pretty good ones too. So, but regardless, they're the budget ones. OYO's, OYO or whatever is the budget hotels around here. And there's a few. So after the $6, there's going to be the $2.50 ringgit. So let's just call it 3, right? So that's $9. But at the OYOs, they have a tendency to, because they're questionable in their business practices. So usually they'll throw on a cleaning fees and all this. So like I said, I've gotten a room before for like 9 ringgit, and after taxes and stuff, it should have only been like 12. I mean, not ringgit. $9, which is come out to like $12 after the 10 ringgit tax. It ended up being more like $18 because all the different fees that they slapped on it. So they're trying to advertise for. Well, I've griped about this in the past. I don't need to gripe about it now. Go watch that. It's on one of my videos. But it's a legitimate, right? Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out what I need to do, what I should do. If I go straight to Kota Bharu, in about 20 kilometers, I could get to one of the hostels. 20 some, or not the hostels, one of the hotel rooms. Charge up all my stuff, because now I'd actually have to go south from Kota Bharu. It'd be basically, I'm going to basically say, done. I circled the whole peninsula and start going across on, which looks like not the 3. It looks like the 4 is the one that hugs the border on the Malaysian side. So Route 4 looks like the one I'm going to have to go to, which means I got quite a distance to. Let's see, directions. No, choose on map. So in the morning I would actually have to go. Yeah, 46 kilometers south. So I guess I should have started swinging westbound when I got up this morning. But the thing is then I would have cut off Kota Bharu. And if I get to Kota Bharu, then I can say that's the last city. That's the farthest northern city. And I can, check that off as accomplished. So. All right, guys, so that's what's my thought process right now. So I'm going to start heading to Kota Bharu, planning on doing like a hotel maybe, because if it's dark and I can't find a camping spot, I looked for camping areas. I didn't see much of anything, so I'm just going to pedal ahead, and if it starts getting dark, I'll do one of the hotel rooms. That way I don't have to struggle to find a good spot to camp in the dark. But if something comes along that's a good camping spot, I'm going to take it. So my eyes are going to be peeled from this point on out for a spot to camp. All right, but I'm going to head towards a hotel. Just stopping here at Irama Beach. Passing by, want to jump by, see what it's all about. Like I said, it's along the way, so might as well drop by and check it out. Got food stalls. Washrooms. Hello. And I'll cruise right out here and see what this is all about. Then we'll get back to running down the road. Ooh, look at that. That's cool. And here we go. Nice view. Irama Beach. All right. That's a nice beach too. Look at those waves. Those look fun. Huh. So I wonder if I can find something to camp around this area. So it's 5:30 right now. I better get going. I'm assuming if I follow this beach northbound a little bit farther, I'll run into a camping spot. So that's what I'm gonna do. And off and running, guys. Hello. I still got over 20 kilometers. No, I got 14 kilometers, excuse me. But these clouds look awesome, so I had to pull out my camera, see if I could get some of these clouds on film. Let's see, here we go. It opens up a little right here. Yeah, those are pretty awesome looking. So the clouds I was admiring earlier looks like a storm heading right for me. There I am right there, the little white dot. And that storm is the clouds I was just admiring a little earlier. Well, they look like they turned on me. So into the storm I go. I still got 10 kilometers if I want to make it to the hostel or the hotel room. I think I'll go ahead and do that. That way I can get wet along the way. I'll push up as far as I can. Get there, and when I get there I'll have a warm bed, so I'll probably do that. Alright, well, into that I go. I'm right in the middle of it now. Don't got my mic on, because I'm not sure how long I'll have the camera out for. Yeah, the wind's really blowing, so it's really slowing me down. And my hat wants to be a parachute. Alright, I'm coming up to my hotel. Guys, hopefully there's some food around here. I don't think I ate anything but a bag of chips. That's my hotel right there. Rayan Sophia Hotel. Alright guys, I'm gonna go check in first thing. I'm gonna check in. I got rained on. Yeah, so I only got it for the night right now because it was a $5 hotel, actually $8 and some change after all the taxes and stuff. So I'm gonna get in, unload all my bags, and yeah, start decompressing. Okay, let's see. I'm 2 something, so I'm assuming it's the 2nd floor. If it works like over in the United States, we'll find out. Okay, I'm looking for 203. So there's 204. And there's 203 here, guys. Let's see. Maybe it's not that tight. Maybe it's one of these. It says 203. Okay guys, I had to use 2 hands to get in. A little on the sticky side, so. Okay. Let's see what you get for $5. Well, $8. Don't let the tax fool you. Oh, a single bed, not bad. So the main complaints was everything was super dusty. And it isn't. I think people were just complaining. I mean, there's a few little teeny ants, but that's normal. Yeah. No, it's good. It's a little on the date. Look. Yeah, look at that. With the walk-in shower. Look at that. Yeah, that's a real shower too. No butt washer today. I'm gonna take a real shower. Actually, I did take a shower earlier. I found for some reason on this side up this high up north and stuff, they're not 1 ringgit showers. They seem to be 2 ringgit showers. 1 ringgit to use the restroom, but that's still, it's not that big of a deal. It's 50 cents still. Like I said, if you actually wanted to buy a shower when I was cleaning them at the truck stop, I think we were charging something like $12 for shower. Of course, the truckers got them for free, but and hardly anybody ever came in and paid for it. But if they did, yeah, $12. I mean, I was like, nah, just ask me for a shower. I'll give you one for free, you know. Yeah, I can't. I wouldn't want someone to pay $12 on a shower. And I got AC. That seems to be working. All right. Okay, guys, that's it. That's it. And we got a little bit of a $5 view. Actually, that's a pretty decent view of the restaurant. Yeah, you can't see it because of glare. But oh no, not bad. So we made it. We made it to Kota Bharu. This is the last stop before I start heading back over to the West Coast. And the reason why I'm heading back over to the West Coast is because I am planning on going to Sumatra next. Like I said, I'm here to conquer the world, you know, because that's what we do every day, Pinky. Take over the world. Guys ever see Pinky in the Brain? That was an awesome cartoon. Yeah. So good deal. We made it to Kota Bharu. We made a full circle around all of Malaysia. Our mission is accomplished. But it doesn't mean this traveling is going to stop. We still have, what? I think are we going on to 8 months now? So we still got at least 4 more months of every day filming and every day traveling. Well, I travel anyway, but. All right, guys, I think that's it. I'm tired. I don't want to ramble on too much. I can't think of a story to tell you, so I had to give you a rain check on a ramble. All right. Well, peace out, guys. And, yeah, we made it. Woohoo! All right. See you tomorrow.